Hello. So I have the jail records for Miss Sarah Boone, and as I'm sure you're already aware, she is acting an entire fool. There is so many pages. There's 87 in total. So we're just going to start with September 1st of this year. And then if you guys want me to continue and go back even further, I can. You can let me know in the comment section if you would like for me to make a video going over from when she was booked until September 1st of this year. I want to try to see if I can fix the resolution, but I don't think I can. I know some people were asking me that last time. I don't see a way to fix it, unfortunately, and I apologize about that. So I'm going to start on September 1st, and it starts right here. September 1st at 8:17 a.m., Sarah Boone received laptop, hard drive, USB, and cord. Boone returns laptop, two USB, one hard drive, and cord at 3:58 p.m. So she had it almost all day. On the 2nd at 8:53 p.m., Inmate Boone has received her 3 USBs, 1 hard drive, 1 extension cord, and laptop. On September 2nd at 10:09, Inmate Boone has returned 3 USBs, 1 hard drive, 1 extension cord, and 1 laptop. I'm assuming she's working on her case or something. On September 3rd at 7:47 a.m., it says laptop, 3 USB, 1 Discovery hard drive was not issued to Inmate Boone due to her being out to downtown court. And then on the 3rd at 11:38 a.m., laptop, 3 USB, 1 Discovery hard drive issued to Inmate Boone, Sarah, upon her return from downtown court. Inmate behavioral notes. It continues. On September 3rd of this year at 2 p.m., it says laptop, 3 USB, 1 Discovery hard drive returned to OFC Beckford at approximately 13:58 hours by Inmate Boone. Sarah is stating she is returning it because she is not using it. She was advised that she has until 1600 hours, to which she stated, I was in court all day. On September 3rd, 2024 at 8:02 p.m., 3 USB and 1 Discovery hard drive issued to Inmate Boone for informational purposes. 9/3 at 8:06 p.m., again, 3 USB, 1 Discovery hard drive issued to Inmate Boone. 9/3 at 9:49 p.m., Sarah returned the laptop, the USBs, and the Discovery hard drives. Inmate Boone was informed that she had until 2200 hours to continue to use the laptop. Inmate Boone stated she is turning in the laptop early because she has been up since 2:30 a.m. for court and is tired. Inmate Boone stated that she was able to get a lot of work done on the laptop and just wanted to rest. On September 4th at 6:13 p.m., Sarah refused her breakfast tray. September 4th at 9:17 a.m., Inmate Boone returned her laptop due to the battery going dead. It should be noted this device was at full charge when she received it. Laptop with all devices collected and returned to control room. On September 4th at 8 p.m., Inmate Boone received a fully charged laptop with 1 Discovery hard drive and 3 USB flash drives at 2000 hours. On September 4th at 9:46, Inmate Boone voluntarily returned the laptop with the Discovery hard drive and 3 USB flash drives at 21:47 hours. On September 5th at 12:22 p.m., Inmate Boone returned to the unit from an attorney visit with her county-issued laptop, 3 USB, and 1 hard drive. On September 5th at 4:11 p.m., she returned the laptop with 3 USBs and 1 hard drive. On September 5th at 4:17 p.m., Devocational Daily Bread, The Word for You, Today, in Touch. So that's the pamphlets you get from the church ladies when they come to jail. So evidently they had church that day. Officer contact note. On September 5th, 2024 at 5:22 p.m., the following behavioral note is for informational purposes and stems from a telephone conversation had with Inmate Boone's legal counsel. Attorney James Owens, on 9/5/2024. On the evening of 9/5/2024, I had a telephone conversation with attorney Mr. Owens. The phone call was prompted by several requests to schedule an attorney visit in FDC's briefing room, overlapped with the on-duty shift's immobilized face-to-ID head count, and conflicted with the oncoming shift's briefing, as the request cited an end of time at 1800 hours. Mr. Owens advised that he did not realize the interview times were overlapping with head count or briefing times. I informed Mr. Owens he could keep his pre-established interview times, but inmate Boone would need to return to her dorm no later than 1650 hours and may not be returned until after the night shift's physical head count was cleared. During our conversation, I also inquired if any specific reason the briefing room was being requested versus the designated attorney interview rooms. When he stated there wasn't, and his preference was just the space or size of the room, I explained the briefing room being an operationally necessary space, serving many functions outside of shift briefings. I clarified needing to have this discussion prior to any interface with operations and hopefully avoiding any appearance of attempting to impede inmate Boone's access to him and or her trial preparations. I further informed him that we would do our best to accommodate his request of the briefing room, but to expect times where they may be asked to move into a designated attorney interview room. Mr. Owens acknowledged the information and stated he would have his office make future requests from 9 to 1600 hours. I affirmed his proposed amended times as acceptable. I advised that though we appreciate his amendability, but reminded him that as an attorney he is welcome to make requests for earlier than 9 o'clock, but he may be subject to waiting until after the clearance of day shift's head count. This ended the phone call between Attorney Owens and me. On September 6, 2024, at 8 a.m., she was issued the laptop, which included the Discovery hard drives, 3 thumb drives, and 1 cord. On the 6th at 3:51 p.m., Sarah returned the laptop along with the bag, which included the Discovery hard drive and the thumb drives and the cord. And then it states, on September 6th at 9:55 p.m., upon arriving to shift this evening, an email from Captain Giovanni was received at 15:56 hours stating the following. Good afternoon. Inmate Boone is no longer pro se as she currently has legal counsel, effective immediately. The laptop, charging cable, mouse, and carrying bag needs to go back to North Perimeter as she will no longer have access to these items. Thank you, Captain Giovanni. In the briefing prior to the start of the shift, the staff was informed of this directive from Captain Giovanni. At approximately 2010 hours, Officer Ivy called me from Bravo Dorm to inform me that inmate Boone was demanding the laptop and threatening to have the OCCD held in contempt by the judge over her case for not providing her with the laptop. Officer Ivy informed inmate Boone of the directive from Captain Giovanni, and inmate Boone responded by stating she does not have the authority to do that. It must come from a court order. You guys will be in trouble. I reached out to admin Sergeant DeJesus, who informed me that the Honorable Judge Carniak was informed of this directive, as well as being that inmate Boone is no longer a pro se inmate, and there was no objection from the judge. Inmate Boone was informed that her passive-aggressive behavior towards staff will not be tolerated. Should her behavior continue or increase, she could face possible disciplinary actions. At approximately 7:35 a.m., inmate Boone approached the officer's desk and asked if she could take a shower before her meeting at 9 o'clock. She was advised that the dorm will be allowed to take showers once the day room is open. She then asked what time that will be. She was advised that whenever the day room is open, that's when the inmate shower will be open as well. Inmate showers, inmate phone, day room, time, tablets is available for any inmates at 7:35. And this is at 10:45 on the 7th. At approximately 9:37, inmate Boone was issued her medication. Upon taking her meds, she was told to open her mouth and lift her tongue. Inmate Boone then stated, "Do you want to ruffle my hair and shake my bra too?" Be advised, this is common practice for officers to stop the inmates from storing or cheeking their medication. On the 7th at 11:56 a.m., I disabled the pro se alert for inmate Boone this morning on the 7th of September. On the 4th of September, OCCD received communication from Attorney Owens' office. The correspondent identified Mr. Owens as the legal counsel of inmate Boone and additionally requested to schedule the briefing room for legal interview on the 7th. The delayed deactivation of the alert was an observation of a previous court order in place for the documentation of access to electronic legal materials because the inmate's pro se status and the requirement of its weekly submission to his office. The captain was out of the office and unable to have a verbal conversation with the presiding judge until September 6th, when she disseminated instructions via email for staff to return the laptop to North Perimeter. The court was copied on the email, and judge called Captain after 1,600 hours on the 6th. Captain explained to the judge inmate Boone could or would retain hard copies of legal materials because she no longer met the definition of pro se inmate by OCCD's policy. She would no longer be receiving the laptop and USB external hard drive devices. The judge acknowledged the captain, and the call was ended. I was present in the captain's office at the time the call took place. On September 7th, 2024 at 2:10 p.m., Property and Evidence Chain of Custody form. On September 4th of 2024, OCCD received a request for legal interview from the office of inmate Boone's legal counsel, Mr. Owens, requesting a legal interview with the inmate on the 7th. Additionally, the correspondence requested access to her electronic legal materials. Due to the directive issued on the 6th to return the laptop issued to inmate Boone to North Perimeter by Captain Giovanni, 3 USB drives and 1 external hard drive with the connecting cord were turned over to Attorney Owens this morning. Upon his arrival to FDC, the scheduled meeting with inmate Boone. For documentation purposes, an OP82 property and evidence chain of custody form was completed for the 3 USB drives and the 1 external hard drive. The form was filled out by Corporal Brown, who initially placed the drives in a sealed manila envelope, signing over the seal to show it had not been reopened. I signed the OP82 upon taking possession of the envelope from Corporal Brown, and Attorney Owens signed the form after receiving it from me. I informed him and the court-appointed investigator present that inmate Boone would no longer have access to these items and that he may keep them. They acknowledged the information and thanked me. The completed OP82 will be scanned and uploaded into her IMDS document tab. On September 8, 2024 at 9:32 p.m., while conducting medication pass in B dorm, all inmates were given numerous opportunities to take their medication. After announcing the last call for medication pass, several inmates approached the nurse's cart to take their medication. As I was beginning to let the nurse depart my dorm, inmate Sarah Boone approached the cart. I notified her that the nurse was preparing to depart, and she became verbally upset and stated, "So you're just going to deny me my meds? You know you can't do that, right? I need to let a supervisor know that you're not letting me take my meds." It is to be noted that while conducting medication pass, inmate Boone remained on a phone call for the entire duration of it. After speaking with RN Lexus, it was determined that Boone would be allowed to take her medication. I advised her that her behavior would not be tolerated. On September 11th at 5:04 a.m., she refused breakfast. On September 15th, 2024 at 4:54 a.m., inmate Boone verbally refused breakfast. On September 16th at 4:58 a.m., inmate Boone verbally refused breakfast. On the 17th at 5:01 a.m., inmate Boone verbally refused her breakfast tray. On September 19th, while conducting a visual inspection, inmate Boone was observed with staples in the seams of her pants. Her pants were immediately replaced with an appropriately fitted size medium, to which she began to complain about her appearance in the uniform she'd been given. This is now the second documented time inmate Boone has been observed altering her Blues issued uniform in this way. She knew it was against the rules the first time because it was swapped out then too. I asked her where she was getting the staples from. Inmate Boone replied, quote, "I got them from the books the chaplain gave me and from the books on the book cart. Y'all keep thinking I have some kind of special access to this stuff." Inmate Boone was advised that with this being her second offense in altering her issued uniform, any further interactions will result in a disciplinary report. Inmate Boone stated that she wanted a smaller uniform pant because the ones she was issued, quote, "doesn't fit properly," unquote. I reminded her that the uniform is meant to simply fit and not reveal her figure. I informed her that I would be placing a negative in her inmate notebook to document the repeated and intentional violation of OCCD's rules and regulations. She proceeded to threaten me by stating she planned to file a motion with my name in it, so, quote, "make that negative really good." On September 22nd at 11:21 a.m., the officer noted, "With the arrival of the lunch meal, I called for the bottom tier of B dorm to come down and get their meals in bunk order. Inmate Boone knows she does not receive a special diet, yet she came to the table where the lunch trays were placed. Assertively and with what I perceive as an attitude, shoved her inmate ID close to my face, stating, quote, 'Sarah Boone, bunk 4, I do not get a diet tray.' Based on her demeanor, inmate Boone seemed to still have feelings over me replacing her self-modified Blues uniform pants." And then this one is the last one in this document, and it states, on September 24th, 2024 at 4:35 a.m., she refused breakfast. On the 28th at 5:16 a.m., she verbally refused her breakfast tray. And then on October 3rd at 11:35 a.m., Bible devotional daily bread, In Touch, the Word for You Today, Adder's book. That was documenting the church coming and handing out the daily devotional books and things like that. So this is a repeat because it goes back to the 11th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 19th, and the 22nd of September. And this is again where she is altering her uniform with the staples. So we'll go down. Okay, so we ended right here on October 3rd with Bible Devotional Daily Bread, In Touch, the Word for You, and Adder's book. So on the 5th of October, 2024 at 4:18 p.m., today, inmate Boone was scheduled for a visit with her legal counsel. At approximately 15:19 hours, while passing by the briefing room, I heard a loud noise followed by shouting. I encountered Corporal Pagan in the hallway and inquired about the source of the commotion. Corporal Pagan informed me that the noise originated from the briefing room. We proceeded to open the swing door and checked out the situation. Attorney James Owens acknowledged that he was the one who had yelled and expressed his apologies. I informed both Mr. Owens and inmate Boone that their interaction, regardless of its nature, was disruptive. Mr. Owens offered another apology. I exited the room. Wonder what they were fighting about. On October 6th, 2024, at 3:16 p.m., inmate Boone was set for an interview with Mr. Owens today at 11 o'clock in the briefing room. I informed my chain of command about the events that occurred yesterday, referred to the behavioral note entered. Lieutenant C instructed me to interview inmate Boone to confirm that she had no concerns regarding her safety. Corporal Pagan and I proceeded to B dorm, where we conducted the interview with inmate Boone at the atrium. She expressed that she did not feel threatened and agreed to meet with Mr. Owens. I recorded the interview using the supervisor's cell phone and uploaded the video to FDCAC folder for documentation purposes. Upon Mr. Owens' arrival at FDC, Corporal Pagan and I met him in the visitors' entry lobby. We addressed his behavior towards inmate Boone, which was documented on the 6th of August and the 5th of October. He seemed apologetic and open to our discussion. Additionally, we brought a paper bag containing clothes and shoes for inmate Boone in preparation for her court appearance scheduled for tomorrow. I instructed him to deliver the clothing items to video visitation in compliance with IS 02 inmate property. The meeting between Mr. Owens and inmate Boone was uneventful and lasted approximately 30 minutes. Notifications were made to the lieutenant and the captain and the major. On October 6, 2024, at 5:58 p.m., inmate Boone was advised by supervisors that she needed to write an OP-60 due to the incident that took place on the previous day while in a meeting with her attorney. Inmate Boone refused to write the OP-60 and became very agitated. Inmate Boone walked back to her bunk and stated to another inmate, "Orts is a bitch." Inmate Boone was informed that disrespect would not be tolerated and that should it continue, she would face informal discipline. On October 7th at 12:34 p.m., inmate Boone was counseled about her court clothing and dress shoes she was approved to wear during her scheduled trial period. Inmate Boone insisted that she was approved to wear her dress shoes for trial instead of her county-issued slides. Boone was informed that she was only allowed to wear her county-issued slides per OCCD policy. Sergeant Casey notified of this informational. On October 8th at 5:15 a.m., she verbally refused breakfast. On October 11th at 12:37 a.m., Sarah Boone was issued a hypergenic razor. The razor was inspected and returned all intact. On October 12th at 4:57 a.m., she verbally refused breakfast. On October 13th at 5:04 p.m., she verbally refused her breakfast tray. On October 14th at 6:05 a.m., razor issue, collected, inspected, and returned intact. On the 17th at 2:09 a.m., inmate Jackson was observed by staff passing a note to inmate Boone during MedPass. I questioned inmate Boone about the white paper in her possession. She responded, quote, "It's just trash." I asked her to bring the item in question to the desk. She continued to inform me that it was nothing but trash. I again asked her to bring the item to my desk, which she was reluctant. I gave her another directive to bring it to my desk, which she finally complied. I read the writing on the piece of paper and informed inmate Boone that it was indeed a note. I also informed her of the jail rules in passing the notes, especially during MedPass. She tried to overtalk me during counseling, saying she did not believe it to be a note and started smirking. I informed inmate Boone and inmate Jackson that their negative behavior and note passing will not be tolerated in the dorm. Let it be noted that inmate Boone was given several opportunities to tell me the truth about the note, but continued to lie. All contraband was collected and discarded properly. Negative earned. I guess this was the 17th. It says inmate Boone was informed she had court today, which gave her enough time to be ready. On the 18th at 9:42 p.m., inmate Boone returned from downtown court. Inmate Boone was afforded her meds and a shower. This notation is for informational purposes. On October 19th at 9:34, due to inmate Boone, Sarah being in court on the 18th, she was allowed to wash her laundry whites on the 19th. October 20th at 3:26 p.m., inmate Boone's at-home visit was terminated due to visitor having other people in view of the camera. Inmate was understanding of the situation and did not create any issue. On October 21st, 2024 at 2:35 a.m., inmate Boone requested to get up at 2:30 for downtown court. Inmate Boone was afforded this request. On October 21st, at about 8:30, inmate Boone's attorney provided her with a change of clothing for court today. And again, that was October 21st at 9:52 a.m. On the 21st at 8:40 p.m., inmate Boone received her dinner bag meal upon her return from court, and that was for informational purposes. On the 22nd at 7:35 p.m., inmate Boone received her dinner bag meal upon her return from court, and that was for informational purposes. On October 24th, 2024 at 9:45, inmate Boone was issued a bag meal upon arrival from court and afforded the opportunity to take a shower. On October 25th at 5:47, inmate Boone's attorney provided her with an exchange of clothes for court. On October 26th at 4:50 a.m., she verbally refused her breakfast tray. October 29th, 2024 at 5:20 p.m. During legal mail pass, inmate Boone was confrontational due to her not wanting to accept copies of her legal mail. Boone stated she was supposed to get the original copies since they were from the courts. After speaking with my supervisor, Boone was advised that she only gets copies, not the originals. And then on October 31st, inmate verbally refused breakfast. And that's all I have for right now. I will be submitting a request for her records from October 31st through today or tomorrow, depending on when I submit the FOIA.